Welcome, welcome. Hipped it up. Deluxe. How are we doing? Hello, Lam. I'm doing good, doing good. I was grinding last night. A lot done. An object-oriented tutorial? I think so, yeah. I think I almost definitely will do that. I'm ready for this game too. I am excited to get it out. I don't know, potato. Alright, we'll get started in just a second. I'm gonna make an announcement soon here. Sorry, I'm reading Roblox introduced something new. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's so nice. So when you restart servers for an update now, you can select if they're like different versions of servers. You're gonna be able to select which versions you want to actually update. That's really nice. Oh wow, and you actually get... That's awesome. Cool. Alright, let me make an announcement real quick on Discord. And then we will get started. Okay, cool. Rune devs do not build an obby. Yeah, obbies are their retention is horrible, their monetization is horrible. But they do get some players, and they die absurdly quick. Hey Leaf, I noticed that you use a lot of AI to code, basically because of that, to do basic things. Yeah, I mean, you can use it as a tool to help you learn, but I wouldn't rely on it. Like, And honestly, a lot of the times, I think it should be used as a tool. If you just gave someone a calculator and told them to do calculus, they wouldn't know how to do it. They need to understand the tool that they're using. And to understand the tool that they're using, they need to learn how to do it first. IPEC. So I think of AI very similarly. So my chat is lower. Okay. So we have some cool things. I might actually get an error here. Oh no, I won't. Okay, cool. Nice just, John. So we have a working leaderboard, global leaderboard that also has seasonal resets. These are very short seasons, and it's similar to Clash Royale, where your elo isn't reset unless you're above 4K. So if you're in the Legends League here, then it would be reset down to like, it depends how high up you are, but basically around 4K. If you're in one of these, doesn't matter. Your rewards at the end of each season is 3 days long. Your rewards at the end of each season, you're rewarded for where you ended up. So if you're like Silver 3, for example. Amazing. Here you're able to see the global leaderboards. So for example, if I wanted to see, what's this guy's bot? I can click on it. If they're in a clan, I can click on the clan, but he's not. I can click on myself, see, regardless if I'm in the same server or not. Again, look at their clan, yada yada yada. Cool. And then also we have the your local server here, and you can again invite friends using the Roblox thing, and it should pop up hopefully. I don't know if it doesn't seem like it works very well in Studio. It takes forever. Are the seasons staying that short? I do think they are going to be fairly short, mainly because I want players to be rewarded for their ranks fairly often, because the rewards are based off of where you ended at the end of the season. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it. Do you ever work on your game off stream? Yeah, all the time. I made these new icons too. I really like the PvP one. I'm not digging the clan one very much. That's probably going to change. Oh, I also shield. You can, here it'll be like where you'd actually purchase shields. But then you can remove shield, yada yada yada. Implemented skips for basically the skip tickets. Yeah, I really like how the PvP one turned out. Yes. The whole clan PvP ladder, everything is based off of Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. Clans, I would say, is more based off of Clash Royale, where you can like request parts and whatnot, and donate parts, and share replays. And then Clash Royale, I don't know if I said that. And then PvP is more based off of Clash of Clans, where it's like offline battles, like you attack people that aren't online. Yeah, they're like the best mobile games ever. I feel like undisputed. How's the chat saved? It's saved using memory stores. So like if I were to say whoops, haha, and then leave, and then come back, the clan chat would still have whoops, haha, has my donation, timestamp on it, yada yada yada. How do you control instances in VS Code? Using this plugin here, Lua language server plugin. You basically connect it by just clicking. It'll be green, and then if I have access to everything in like workspace and every instance, so I could just do like workspace dot. I don't know. I have random things here, but you can see camera, whatever. Hammer is something that's in my workspace. Yeah, that should have been included in the video. That I think was actually my biggest mistake, was not including that. Which is an efficient way to not use viewports. Yeah, viewports suck. I mean, they're cool and very useful, but their quality just isn't all that. Okay, so I am right now working on, I think let's do the match history. I was working on this, which is basically like offline loot. And I'm in the middle of how I want to do it. Like, it could just be purely based off of time since last played. But also based off of like your defenses using PvP. Like if you defended people offline, I was mocking up this UI. So like if you were to win a defense, you would be rewarded for it. I think that should do that regardless, so I don't know, maybe I do both. Hey, sup, doggy. Trying to use your networker. How do I fire a function from the server to the client? So for example, I have my networker in PvP service, right? Just wherever and whenever I need to fire that, it's right here. Self.networker, and we have a bunch of things. If I want to fire a specific player, fire that player, and then the function I want to call, and then any params, right? And then the function name would just be here. So like global leaderboard updated. So I'm literally calling this function for this player. If I wanted to do fire all, you can just do that. If you want to do fire specific players, you could do a table of players here. So like player 1, player 2, yada yada yada, and same thing applies. These don't exist, so it's gonna error, but Pogo Sim. Hey, I heard it's doing good. I saw it on Twitter actually. No, not yet. Allah. Okay. Let's get started on I think the essentially, I don't know what to call this. Make it a single function to run and firing from the server. Are you creating the networker also on the client, or do you have any errors or anything like that? Hi, Shu. Yes, Shredder thing. I literally did that for this game, but it's against TOS, so I'm doing quick chats instead. But it's the exact same concept. I don't know what to call this, because this will have your inbox, which is like notifications, attacks, defends. So let's global messaging between players is against TOS, but it's not really enforced. But if it's just like a one-off message and it's not communicating between two players, like back and forth communications, that's considered chatting. The function method doesn't exist on the network tag. Did you create the same function? Global leaderboard update, and then in your client, does it have the global leaderboard update? Yeah, we're gonna come back to this part here. single function. I'm trying to I would maybe, I know that there aren't like any docs for the networker, but sounds like that's not really how it works. Like networkers in general, like it kind of relies on this whole service structure to be used. Like it expects to be a part of some table essentially, and then call functions through that table. What's up, muffins? Welcome back, dude. All right, let's create. I don't know what to call this. What's this menu be called? It has the inbox, attacks, defends, like notification menu. Information menu. Any ideas? Can client call that function by just copying the server function names? Yes, but clients need to have access to the function. So for example, clients can only call these functions here that I say. This is like the client access. It can't, for example, say award season result because it doesn't have access to that function. But server, the other way around, server to client can call whatever. What should we call this? Log menu, activity menu, kind of like that. If a module that you use isn't on Wally, how do you get it on VS Code? I had to do that for one thing. I made a custom packages folder and I just splashed it in here and called it good. This is my full-time job, Lom. Full-time Roblox Dev for past 4 years. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new UI feature, and maybe do. I don't know if I should make a new feature or not for this. Because it'll have your inbox, attacks, defense, so maybe logs, and that is. I mean, it kind of is part of the profile. I think let's put it in the profile. Yeah, it's definitely pretty awesome. I don't know where to put this, to be completely honest. Is it like... Because it's PvP, but also we're going to have the inbox here. Which is like where you would see like notifications, basically. I'm just going to make a new feature. Name it logs. We'll have states. We will have screens, we will have component. Component. And if anyone's curious how I set up my UI, now would be the time to look. Great feature for logs. I'm going to make a new state that's called log slice, which is a slice of basically game logic. I will get the charm library. I will grab the type atom, which is charm.atom, and I'll say local what actually logic do we need in here? Local notification is an atom. Local atom is charm.atom. Say atom. What's up, Matt? I don't know what this is gonna be called yet, actually. So let's just leave it at that, and I'll say local actions, and I'll say add notification, and I'll say notifications function of think, will this be an array? Let's just say it's a dictionary for now. Append. And then I return date, stations, actions, like that. This would be a slice. I do have a Discord, yeah. And there is a channel in it, a new channel that we actually just made for YouTube. I think it's literally called YouTube. Hey, Robo. Dude, I can't type right now. Create element. We're gonna be creating logs menu. And that's it for now. I know this looks really goofy, but I mean, we can be technically a little bit better. Create a fragment like this, and then say logs equals that. Okay, and then here, return function return React element menu ID logs And then what else do we need? If I just go to oh, this is not even the right. If I go to like profile, we have an ID, we have a title, we have on close. Okay. I could just say title. Oh, we also have pages. So in order to use pages, I need to look at what has pages. Clans. Thanks, Mystic. The people, George. No, we were on today's picks, which was random, but cool. They used to send notifications for that, but okay. And I'm actually gonna change this a bit. I'm gonna do this. Because we're gonna have buttons, basically. I'm pretty sure I can change the title depending on certain things. Hey, Tremendous. Menu ID. So we are gonna have inbox. Layout order is 1. Icons, whatever. Image IDs. We have inbox. We're gonna have attacks. Defends. I don't know. Is defenses is so wordy. Yes, mysticals. The data service I use is the one that I have on my GitHub. Making a minimap system and want to / need to update every frame. UI is in React, so what would be the best way to update the UI? I mean, I guess it depends what's on your minimap. Is it just like enemies are on your minimap? Is it like trees and stuff? Like, is it the whole terrain? I don't know. What's up, Theok? Yeah, React is it's tricky. It is really tricky. I feel like I'm still learning. This is the first project I've actually used it for, but it's tricky, dude. Start page. Pages. So for the title, I'm actually curious how I have this set up. Upset title. I wonder if I could pass a function into this that is based off of what the current page is. And then we can do the text here. That's tough, Tazu. Just pass a binding, then update it when switch page. But I want to be able to control it within the constructor. Like I want to be able to pass basically a function here, like page. If this makes sense. And say return. I mean, like defense log. So like if, and then I could have some table like titles. And then do this. You know what I mean? Oh, you're saying pass a binding here. I see. I would have to have this though. Which is fine. Yeah, we boy, I know. I mean, I guess it's fine. I will say Fusion is a lot easier. Dude, Charm is awesome. Charm is so good, even if you're not using React. And then, but since this is using state, I wish I could have it be bindings instead. The target. I mean, it's like a re-render either way, is it not? But something needs to depend on, like, it's not even caring about the page here. Like, even in the actual component itself, we don't care about the page. Like, I think it makes more sense to do it this way. Options to the button. I don't want it to necessarily be solely based off of the button though. I think we just do this. We get the current page here, and then inside of use this. You use both. Tremendous. I know, it is weird.
You can break my heart and crush my dreams, but you can never take my soul. You can crack my stones and melt my
Like something like this. If the string, then we just do it. Otherwise, or that. And then here. Yeah, so then this would work. It's a little weird, and I feel like that's not an efficient way to do it, but it'll work. Because then whatever. But actually, I don't know. I mostly use text scaled, yeah. Some phones just be like that, dude. Alright, let's disable this for a sec. And then I guess you meant opinion. I don't have a opinion really. I've never used it, and I don't plan on using it. So, if that means anything. And then let's actually make sure we're doing this. Yes, tremendous. You need React, React Roblox, Charm, React Charm. So that's 4 packages. Charm, React Charm, React Roblox. Yeah, me too, Piek. Yeah. Alright, cool. So now we have our menu. Used Fusion in the past was the reason for switching to React. I saw the longevity of React and the fact that it's widely used outside of Roblox was a big bonus for me. I liked the transferable skills that it provides, and then yeah, just the longevity. I mean, Roblox themselves use React Lua on the core GUI, the literal app for Roblox. Like the new Explorer, like everything is using React Lua, and it's officially, like, they have an official fork of it that they use internally even. So I just see the longevity of it. I think it's here to stay. Update clan page to fit title. Oh, I need to fix that. It has dummy data in here. That is illegal. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know what the issue is, but I don't care. Yeah, React was a huge... honestly, it's a huge learning curve. I would not recommend it to someone that is... to most people, let's just say that. You make your screen background images in Figma or Photoshop. Most things are done in Figma, but I'll use Photoshop as well. But most things are mocked up or done in Figma. Okay, so now let's rename this to defense log page. React without charm, only React plus string. Oh yeah, that sounds awful. I mean, there are other options besides charm as well. Like literally for this project, I used Rodux, which is a clone of Redux, which is commonly used. But charm, I learned about it and tried it out, and I instantly had to switch everything from Rodux to charm because I liked it so much better. I honestly really hated Rodux, like genuinely hated Rodux. So I'm glad that I found charm, or that I was recommended charm actually. Alright. Create. What do I want this to look like? Basically, everything is contained within this panel. So I will create a panel background with size of like, I don't know how big. I guess for now. And then, oh, not a panel background, and inset. Something like that. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Vide. Personally, I've not used it, but it seems to be kind of the best of both worlds. Yeah, Nevermore just doesn't it like just straight up not work with strict typing? Or maybe I saw something recently, or there's some weird stuff going on to get typing to work. Alright, cool. Now that we have our inset, let's put a scrolling frame inside of it. Yes, I do use Signal. Dude, I never can remember anything about scrolling frames. Oh. I would say it's very helpful for UI, but when coding like backend stuff, it actually is a distraction, so I'll turn it off when doing like actually big thinking tasks. For UI, it's helpful because it'll like know if I type this, it'll know the next line that I want is this. I swear it was scroll bar transparency. Hey again, welcome, welcome. How do UI buttons have effects on Studio? Using horsecat, basically this plugin here, execute the code without having to press play. Entries. You can do some powerful things when everything is created through code. Like, for example, being able to interact with it in edit mode without having to click play, and things actually work. What am I doing? Match history. Defend. I gotta look at my data template. Defends. Match history defends. This is a hook that I made that uses my data service, so it's really easy. That's what I was just saying, Snowy. It's you have a lot more power when doing everything through code, and you can do some pretty cool things. Also, like, there's other reasons too. Like, when working on big projects and big studios, it's normal to have like version control over UI, and it's very normal. And like outside of Roblox, it's very normal for every like websites to be built using code. You know, they're not dragging and dropping things of Lua. I just kind of as I go fancy. I kind of just like figure things out. What's your used data state hook look like? 20 lines. I could maybe post this on my GitHub too. Probably should. Okay, let me think here. So there's something I want to do. So let me actually go into my encoding expression thing. So right now we can encode and decode profiles, but I kind of want to take it one step further and encode and decode match history. So let's create a new function here. Encode match history. And we will get entry is match history entry. Which is defined here. It's basically a timestamp, the profile for the attacker, a snapshot of the profile, a snapshot of the defender, the change in elo basically. So in order to encode and decode these, this. Learn everything needed to create efficient and structured code. I mean, I have a video that would maybe help if you haven't seen that. That's all about structuring. Okay, so let's encode all the little things first. So it should be actually pretty simple to do this. We have a timestamp, which is a number, and an elo delta. So timestamp, we do need to do a signed in here. And then I do encode profile entry dot attacker, encode defender, thing is, this will give us base 64. So, well, I guess it's fine because we're not actually doing anything. Copy. Why do you have to encode and decode in the first place? Because profiles take up a lot of data, and I was running into memory store limits. But ironically, I'm not even using memory stores anymore to store match history. But it's still a good idea because the matches were taking up a lot of data. And then to make things worse, the basic buffer to string doesn't return a base 64 string, so you need to then change it to be base 64, which is pretty hilarious. Okay, so we are sending basic 4. Oh, this gets really annoying actually. Decode profile. Reading next string. But this is already not base 64. So let's just say it could be either one of these, and then decide based off of it. So if reader order 64. I wish we could have what other languages have, where we have two functions and it calls the correct one based off the parameters. Two functions with the same name, but like that should work. Okay, so now what will happen is basically it'll take this entire match history and turn it into a string of gibberish. And it's essentially an insane amount of ones and zeros is all of the data. And then it'll pick out however many bits make up a character. And then convert those characters, or convert the bits into strings and then print out those strings, and then that way we can define an entire attack or defense or match history entry in one simple string, which is really, really cool. We do need to make sure that this actually works though. Let me see if I click play if it will error with profiles. Okay, no, so profiles still work, which is good. And then to actually get a match history, we will encode it. So inside of PvP service server, we go down to services, PvP service server. When we add a update match history, we have entry here, save match history, to here. We don't need to encode this. We just need to say these are the same now. So we could actually just do it once. Oh, no, they're not the same. The delta. Never mind. Where's the typo? Destroy. Oh, I do that a lot. Now this is just a string. So we send in the entry, which is an entire match history, non-decoded, cool, table of everything. Then we encode it. This gives us a string. Then we update match history. We send history here, which is a string. It's a table of strings. We insert at the end. And then can we just get timestamp is the very first thing, which is actually perfect. Function code get timestamp entry. Why not release a minimal viable product? See initial stats feedback. I mean, if I were to be like solely focused on if I were trying to be really efficient in my work days and I was really focused on money and that kind of thing, I would be doing that. But I would say this is more of a passion project than anything at this point. I do expect it to do well, but I will also say, like, a lot of these things that I'm working on are really to push the social aspect of the game, because that's where I've really lacked in the past, which is like I could argue it like is part of the minimal viable product is the social, but yeah, like I said, like in reality, if I was trying to be really time efficient and trying to just release something out there, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. But I mean, Here we are, right? What are you doing right now? We are working on the match history and specifically encoding and decoding everything. Yeah, there's one entry point startup which just says one server, one client. Yeah, word. Which then boots up all of the services and everything goes from there. Yes, Sir Sammy. Going well? I would say so. Yesterday was a very productive day. Okay, save match history. Now everything should work, I hope. Defense logs, history, yada yada yada. I don't know. I don't have any experience with that word. So I don't even know. I know like Docker, like heard of it. I've never actually done anything with it, so I don't even know your pain. Try and keep it that way. Oh god. How do you make hover animations? I use a Spring library called the Ripple. Okay, so now everything should be basically strings. Like this. Service-oriented architecture dependency injection container asynchronous loading pattern event-driven architecture thread pool management factory pattern. Yeah, pretty much. Computer engineering is what I have a degree in. It's tough. I mean, I definitely really liked the computer science part of it and didn't love some of the really nitty-gritty physics stuff of it, but good Spotify playlist for coding. No, I just have my YouTube likes. I use YouTube Music. Basically both C-bar. I create the UI in Figma. It's just like a, you know, photo editing. Not really photo, but create it here and then import images and then like reset it up and actually get things working using React and code. I kind of just want to take it one step further. Do this. Code match history array. Beautiful. But I mean, when doing computer engineering, you definitely like learn a lot more, I would say, lower level concepts in programming. Like, for example, exactly what I'm doing right now, which is literally working with ones and zeros to compress data, which is cool. But there's also lots and lots of physics. I even had to take a chemistry class. I thought was weird. But I had to take chemistry because I was taking thermodynamics. But I mean, honestly, I didn't really understand at the time when I was applying what like the difference between computer engineering and computer science was. But if that's what you're into, then hell yeah, go for it. I think I would have been better off just doing computer science, to be completely honest. I ended up dreading a lot of my computer engineering classes and loving all of my computer science ones. Yeah, I mean, another thing with computer engineering is like the entry level. The very first class I took my freshman year was Calc 2. Like, that's the starting level of math, and then it goes up from there quite a bit. But in computer science, Calc 2 is like the hardest class, the hardest math class you'll have to take. So I'm realizing that this shouldn't be called defense log page. It should just be called match history. Yeah, Sivar, it's awesome. Okay, not Eric. We are working on the match history page here. Hmm. To create... This makes sense. It's like based off of the page. But then it's like Nah, that sucks, dude. Okay, let's just do defenses for now and make a new component for match history entry. It's a panel background. Fine. How many pixels? 3 and 10. Don't need position. Technically, we don't even need size. Just a lot of experience, Colossus. Lots of experience and yeah. Maybe waffle. It's such a hard topic, and I feel like it's very niche. I don't have any immediate plans for that, but I know, like, I feel like I would have to literally sit down and just record like an hour-long video of me just talking instead of doing like the whole editing and whatnot. But I feel like that would be really niche, if that makes sense. I'm 24. Okay. Yeah. Get a panel. Well, actually, hold on. Vixen, maybe. I've had some. Whenever there's question marks, my commit messages are always pretty bad, but I'm the only one that reads them, so it's fine. No, I think that makes sense, I've had. Be a little difficult to test. I suppose I could just print out in actual match history, like no, I still do the same thing as that tutorial, yeah. Like the only major difference is that I use my Genroho tree tool, but I did mention that in the video. Pretty sure. Which is like services right next to each other in VS Code, but not in Studio. Like 99% sure I mentioned that in the video. Or I at least mentioned it in my most recent video. If I did mention it, it was very brief. Hello, Romario. Okay, let's just do this for now. And then let's do, I want to print out when a match happens. Hold on, I need to go to my PvP. This doesn't exist anymore. No, I have not, I've had. Even top 20 lags the game moment? Use profiles are no, it needs to be an order data store. I'm not sure how you have yours set up, so it's not hard to give advice, but okay, let's just leave it at that for now, and then I'm gonna reset this for now because I think we have some old data in there still, which is gonna mess stuff up. I should be able to go in here, no errors. Yeah, okay. And then if I were to go and do a battle, let's actually print out what's happening here. Because viewport frames stuck. I'm gonna get destroyed. Okay. We have an error. No, the viewport frames graphics quality is always set to 1, so it just will never look good. I was messing around with maybe like stacking images on top of each other like this, but it gets really difficult because it's like, how do you determine like what goes on top of what, if that makes sense? And then it's like it'll never look quite right because like this part right here looks like it's on like the right side of your screen, if that makes sense. I don't know. Okay, I do have an error, and I'm sure it's obvious, I hope. Just gonna chuck this. Match history. Oh, wait, this should just be R. Did it not? Okay, I think that was the issue. Let's see. Okay. It looks correct. Okay, here's what I was talking about, by the way. If I zoom in a little bit. Basically, we're encoding the entire, basically, profile, which includes everything about their bot and every single part on their bot and every single node on their bot and every single, well, not everything on their profile, but certain things like their display name, their clan, their level. This takes up a lot of data, and then you also need both players, like a snapshot of their profile and their bot. That takes a lot of data, so instead of that, we basically encode it into a string, and then we decode it back into the easy to use table. So instead of sending and saving and storing this easy to use table, we send and save this string of characters, and then we decode it back into the easy to use table. Pretty cool. Very difficult, but the result is awesome. When do you encode it? You encode it before it's saved to like data stores or sent over like a network remote event. And you decode it when you're actually like using it. For example, when putting things on your defense log, you actually need to have the data somewhere. Okay, now that we got that taken care of, we can overhead in terms of what? Like effort? Or performance? I mean, the performance will be better because of the like lack of networking, but in terms of like actually CPU performance, negligible. Like very negligible. It's doing literally like bit reads, binary reads and writes, which is what computers are programmed to do. So it's very primitive. So it's very negligible. Okay. So now we actually create the entry. So if I how many years you spent coding? A long time. Update data service on GitHub. Update it for what? The encoding. That is used for a very specific use case. Like it's not a general solution. Oh, I wanted to save one of those strings. So I could use it for my dummy data to test. Then inside of my root story, okay. Potentially is ISIM. Yep. So now we can simply actually get to creating this. So we need the profile image, which is the same thing that I used on when actually looking at profiles. So let me see what I did there. I think it's just player portrait. Yes. Okay. Create player portraits. Do use your ID. Why is this so weird? Oh. Such a broad topic though, Thak. What do you mean by just Roblox Dev tutorial? I'm open to suggestions on video ideas. No, I use Rokit. We need to know if we're attacking or defending. Explain how the Roblox algorithm actually works. I've thought about that one. Alright. So player profile icon done. And we need the username plus clan name. So that will just be like this. React, create element, X, label, text is display name, profile clan, then that. Otherwise, it's just the name. Position. Oh. Okay. You probably want it a little bit bigger than that. Why is your React package capitalized? That's what I wanted. I capitalize all of my Wally packages. Why? I think it makes more sense. You have famous developer friends? Like who? Oh, I copied the wrong thing. Okay. You'd say 1 million visits is famous? Yeah, tremendous. They do work differently. Different approaches. Okay. Position. What else do I need? Size. No, not just a plain replication now. Similar core loop gameplay, but there's definitely lots of Roblox like specific things that you just need on Roblox games in general. Actually, 100. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. Five minutes is generous, dude. On the mobile app, it's like every 2 seconds. After every single battle, ad. Actually insane. Bro. Yeah, I know. God forbid I play any decent music. It should be back soon. This happened a long time ago, actually. I've never. I know. Wait, is it back yet? I need to do this. And